We have version because when you're using it, you're going to come to terms that some things cannot actually work. And when you give a feedback, they'll come up with another version. So that's why you have versions. So for people saying that ChatGPT cannot give real citation, if you are using the premium version of ChatGPT, all these, there are even Canva embedded. So there's a handshake between ChatGPT and virtually all the tools that you use. Canva, Perplexity, even plagiarism tests, like Zero GPT, GPT-0, GPT-inf, and so other things, and so many more. And the thing is, there's a Yoruba word that says, the madman that makes pencil is the one that makes eraser. All right? So the essence is going to give you outline, it's going to give you what you need. And without you knowing, when you put it on, this is only for educational purposes, because this is an educational setting. That's why I'm saying this. It's a trade secret. It's a trade secret that I need to collect money from, but I'm not going to, because this is... All right. So, unknown to people, when they paste that text from ChatGPT into a plagiarism software, it marks that this particular thing is written by AI, 100% AI. Unknown to you, there are hidden watermarks on every text that all these AI tools generate. And I begin to wonder, how do you know? And the trick is, and this is where academics are in trouble. I write well without ChatGPT. Now, I actually sat down, I wrote, and I pasted it on plagiarism test, for plagiarism test. And the AI tool said, this is 80% AI. And I looked at myself, am I AI? So that's the problem for us right now, academics. That's a big problem, because if you write well, because it is expedient, it's expected that AI tool is going to come clean. And so at the same time, there are custom instruction is out there right now. Custom instruction. Now tell ChatGPT, save it in the settings of ChatGPT to say, okay, if you're interested, I can send it to you. Maybe through the organizer, or with this platform. Avoid the use of M. Avoid use of delve. The AI to use something like that. Let's delve into, avoid those. There are the long list. When you paste it, ChatGPT will write like a human. It will almost humanize that text. And then there are also softwares, online softwares, that you can paste the content from ChatGPT, paste it into that site, and it will show you the hidden watermarks. And you can actually take it to Word, remove the hidden watermarks. If you paste it back, you say it's written by human beings. What are we talking about? So we have DeepSeek. So China came when ChatGPT was kind of charging $20. China came with DeepSeek, and it's almost the same thing. Just want to make sure, no, So it's free also for you to use. And so if you are downloading on your system, on your phone, it should be on your phone. That's what the agencies are known for. If you cannot capture them on their phone, you have lost them. If you are designing a product and you cannot meet them on their phone, you have lost them. So it should be resident on your phones. So when you download, look at the logo Perplexity, look at the logo DeepSeek. And we have two more. We have ChatGPT, and of course we have Gemini.google.com. So these are tools that you can actually use to make your life easier. To use the assistant, because, just automate the assistant and let it do all the work for you. All right, so are there solutions? Are there policy recommendations? I know there are challenges, and challenges demand solution. We need both solutions. We need practical solutions. We need urgent solutions. So I have, however, highlighted 5 steps as a roadmap for change. So the first step is to root teacher education in culture. To root teacher education in culture. Without culture, education is a house without a foundation. So I propose using local languages, indigenous knowledge, folk tales, and community mentorship in training. Teachers must first reconnect with culture, and that is the foundation. Step 2, teachers must be AI literate, not AI illiterate. We should take advantage and make AI literacy a core in teacher colleges. We must train teachers in AI lesson planning, grading, and translation. AI should be positioned as an assistant, not as a replacement. It's not here to replace anybody. It's a tool, it's an assistant. Teachers must master AI. Step 3. And with the mobile penetration at 95%, virtually would you see any child without a mobile phone? Hybrid training is a must for Nigerian teachers. So when you're even conducting physical trainings, also place some as hybrid. Let them take it online. You know, I'm a member of the virtualist of capacity building in Nigeria. And then one of the grading facilitators, and we actually put vice chancellors, management members of universities with that training, and it's online. And one of the things is that once you come online, you have to put on your video so that they will see that you are there, because you can be there and not be there. You know what it is? You can just go there, just disable your video and then go and start making a bar. So, and then another thing I do in school when I'm actually lecturing is that I call people's name at random. And if you don't answer your name, that means you are not there, and that is 0 for that. So there needs to be a practical hands-on on the use of this. It's when they know how to use it. I'm actually rounding off here. Okay, all right. So, now, number 4, learning for teachers must never stop. I recommend AI and culture boot camps, peer networks, and policy-supported capacity and professional development, continuous professional development. So continuous professional development must be backed up by policy. It must back up by policy. And number 5, it takes a village to train a teacher. There is need for partnerships between government, private sector, NGOs, and edtech startups. Partnership will drive scale and sustainability. I propose cultural and technological hubs for innovation. Cultural and technological hubs for innovation. What's the call to action? Ideas means nothing without action. Ideas means nothing without action. Curriculum change cannot wait. Reforms must start now. Policy must drive this vision. Without it, progress will stall. Our vision should be simple. Train teachers to blend culture and AI for transformative learning. When you equip teachers, you equip the nation. If we get this right, Nigeria will not just catch up to the future, we will help shape it. Please note that teachers are nation builders. Culture and AI are their building blocks. Nigeria's educational future depends on actions that we take today. And in conclusion, AI is not the future of education. Teachers are the future of education. The real power lies in humans' creativity, and your warmth remains the difference. AI can analyze data, but only you can inspire a dream. AI can suggest a path, but only you can shape character. AI is not the future, you are the future. And the future begins with us today. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so very much, sir. You're welcome back, sir. And so, we have come the full circle of this presentation. And I know the chairman is there penning down a lot of things. I could feel behind my back too there. Prof is also, the VC is also. So, in the next couple of minutes, I think the chairman will open the floor. There may be 1 or 2 reactions to this so that we can have our takeaways from this presentation. The chairman, sir.
Thank you very much. This is such a rich lecture. We thank Dr. Dewumi so much. Thank you. You have very deep knowledge of this. It's not easy to fully connect this technology to culture, but you've done a fantastic job of it. There are a number of takeaways, aside from all the summaries that you've given to us, but that our teachers are behind in Nigeria. And even we can say that the students are ahead of our teachers. And you showed that. Therefore, in order for us to really get our teachers to understand this technology, we should use culture. It should be culturally rooted. That AI has come to free us, but not to replace us as teachers. And teaching is not about paperwork, but about impact. In fact, let me just even use the case of judges. I don't know if we have actually thought about it, that judges in Nigeria, in courts, spend all their time writing. And you ask, are they really listening to what's going on? So there must be a change. There must be a change. Because they can't even capture everything. So this is where also AI can be of immense help, and not just only in our educational system, but also in that particular area. So maybe we can begin to have good judgments in court after that. But I ask, go back to something I said at the beginning. A lot of what you said require the use of the computer. Is that right? What about this computer and the teachers? A lot of teachers don't have it. In fact, a lot of teachers don't know how to use a computer. How can we just spend a little time here, maybe get suggestions from people on how we can have our teachers have the computer in their hands? Because that's really going to be critical. Without that, how can they even become AI literate? Because they have to be computer literate first before they get to be AI literate. So this is very good. Thank you so much. This is wonderful. But I think we should think about this now so that we can because we're not talking to just even people just in Lagos here. We're talking about about Nigeria, the entire nation. That's what this is about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. A big question has been asked. How do we get people to be AI compliant when even the computer is a luxury? They don't even have it, which is where the whole story begins. Nobody learns how to use a cutlass without having a cutlass to use. So how do we get the teachers to even have access to computers that they can use to interface with the AI? That's a question. I hope you are thinking about it. The chairman has asked you a question. A VC is going to ask you a question. I pray for you.
Good afternoon, the chairman of this occasion, and other distinguished guests on the high table, colleagues on this side of the hall. I want to congratulate the presenter for doing justice to the topic. I thought the students are taking us through the route of listening to what AI can do. But obviously, you have done a lot more into guiding us into how to use the AI tool. I will start by saying that teachers are making efforts to be literate, But these efforts are personal efforts. Don't let us forget that they are, they are supposed to follow a particular curriculum. And the curriculum, as we speak, remains the same. Until that is done, until we have a paradigm shift from what we used to have. I saw in one of your quotes that if we teach students what we were taught, they risk losing the benefits of tomorrow. Some lecturers in the university, we use the lecture notes of several years to teach students. But I tell you, things are changing. By my own position, I have observed that there is a lacuna, there's a gap. And so in my own university, we have been able to train our lecturers to have hybrid lectures, 60% online and 40% physical. It then means that as a lecturer, you can't but go and learn. So what we did again was to bring in an expert to teach them on blended teaching. And so each of them has Google Classes. They can teach students. And I know that during last session, the University of Lagos, right, had practically the whole session online. So we are getting there. But the thing still remains that the secondary school and the primary school teachers are the ones that we should now concentrate on. Fine. We are a professional, a specialized institution. We train teachers. And so if we use these tools to train our own graduates, it is expected that when they go out there to teach these secondary and primary school pupils, they would be able to use these tools to teach the students. And by that time, they should have been empowered to have perhaps their own laptop. With this Nelphone thing, I think most parents should be able to afford some of these gadgets for our children. Every parent should ask their children and ward to go and ensure that they get Nelphone. We do not know if it's going to become a grant. There is that talking about? Nobody's talking about it. So why would our children, why would we say an average of our like busy? No, 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 no. We should take this opportunity. In the north, I was at Bayero University some time back. And Bayero University had been able to get over $1 billion from Nelfund. No, what I mean is $1 billion? 3 billion from Nelfund. What they do is to go to their constituencies, the politicians. We go to their constituencies, provide the Wi-Fi, and ask all the students within the constituency to apply for Nelfund. And here in the Southwest, it's insignificant. We are not getting there yet. So if we get this opportunity, then parents can then empower their children with these gadgets, and they can begin to learn how to use these tools. Then again, I'm aware that 30% of the curriculum in the university is to the university. So why not let us look back and begin to think along this line to have our homegrown courses related to AI and our culture. Some of us just developed, we actually went online to begin to also look for homegrown courses. Going online. Why don't we look at what obtains in our immediate environment and use that to make up for our homegrown courses? Then you mentioned something about children using smartphones. We also have to be careful. Maybe we should be thinking of how the student will explore social media for learning. I repeat that. Explore social media for learning. Because most of these students would normally go to social media. Yes, Instagram, all this. Can we, in a way, use this Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, all this social media to enhance learning in the students? Then you mentioned something about online meetings. I just jotted something that, and you actually got there eventually, that you don't attend to online meetings in your bedroom. You mentioned about somebody looking for code, but some people attend online meeting in their bedroom, lying down in the bedroom. Whereas online meetings are meant to, you should be formally dressed, sit properly, and then face the camera. But like you said, some persons will just put on the video, do something else. So I want to congratulate you once again for this very wonderful and impactful lecture. Thank you.
Please put your hands together now. Hey. Questions are coming, answers are coming there. And I take that one thing very seriously. If we can afford to pay the fees, and we now go for Nelfon, as Nelfon is taking care of the fees, the money that should have been used for the fee can be channeled towards empowering our children with digital devices. A very, very beautiful point there, which I believe is a take-home, at least for me. And so many others that I believe we are also taking note of there. The mic is coming to this side of the table.
Mr. Chairman, Professor, the lecturer, you've proven beyond doubt that you're a teacher, especially the area he touched. I don't know whether I'll make a comment or question, but so often we hold conferences like this. At the end of the day, for our education academy, we write a communique. Next year, we'll go back, talk to ourselves, and write a communique. I left the service almost 30 years ago. And for 20 years, I was lucky to be in a foundation run by a technological MTN. When I left university in 1963, not here, although abroad, the computer was just something imagining. It's a huge machine with cards and punch and all that. I didn't know about computers. What is a very, very disturbing that in our retirement, I sit down to reflect. And I have come to the conclusion that you mentioned the fact that we should not allow the fourth industrial revolution and the emerging fifth revolution, the world of AIs and machine tools, to leave us behind. Sir, I'm able to say here that the Nigerian education system at all levels have not left 1842 industrial revolution. No, it's not a joke. We have not left 1842 industrial revolution of schools. We have continued since then. The first school came at PEDAGOGY in 1841 or 1842 by the missionaries. We have not left reading, writing, and arithmetic. That is why we are too theoretically pushed it today. If you ask any Nigerian or child or the adult, why do you want to go to school? I want to go and get certificates and get a job. Is that a lie? For an American child to decide to go to college, he's going to college to make money. More money, because he's thinking of something we are not thinking of. We think of a degree and a certificate. They're thinking of a skill that helps them create. So, yes, I remember when King Charles now came to Nigeria as a prince. I was working for British Council. We were talking. One of us stood up and said, what do you do? We empower teachers. You know what Prince Charles said? Empowerment. Empowerment, buzzwords. What do you mean by that? So, as a nation of 250 million people, somebody cannot sit in a parastatal and draw a curriculum for the whole country. We have all types of demographies and climates. if I'm from fisherman area, I should be taught about fishing, net making, and that. If I'm the north, they grow grains or rear cattle, I should be teaching of that. But yet, not only that the curriculum is made nationally, apart from when my mentor and friend, your dad, in 1969, apart from that 1969 curriculum conference, nothing like that has ever happened in Nigeria. And we're graduating people with certificates, degrees. And because our goal is certification, you get your PhD, you have arrived. You'll be shocked that so many PhD people cannot open their mail, see that secondary school child is not at home. I've been at a meeting where a professor was complaining bitterly. He didn't know about this meeting. When we said everybody got his email, he said, Dennis, my son wasn't around, so I didn't open my email. It's fun, isn't it? So I'm making a recommendation from my research. By the way, there are 2 books out there. One is relevant to today, Teachers and Teaching, Global Issues, Challenges, and Opportunities. And the last 2 or 3 chapters dwelt on leveraging technology and AI technologies to drive pedagogy. I continue going to school, haven't worked in that technology. I'm a scholar. I translate my books. Then the first book was also on education in Nigeria, perspectives for a changing world. It has elements of leveraging. It's outside there. I'm not promoting it, but it's been on, published by Academic Press. What I'm recommending that in all my research while writing my books, you cannot do things in ad hoc basis. Professor, you say in our university we do this. We get enough fund. We are talking for those of us in urban centers. How many percentage of Nigerians are in rural areas who have illiterate parents? Nothing to motivate. All countries who have made it, education was being driven by the head of state. The parliament, the head of state, is not education. How did Singapore decided that they are going to be a smart city? They pronounced a smart city and put resources and started developing curriculum for AI, even from nursery school. Korea, Singapore, even South Africa, Kenya, Tucson, and all that. It is the government that drives it. No private teacher can be going online. If you give yourself a 10-year development plan, you start by laying the infrastructure down. And 2, no university, no government can go it alone. The funny thing that we all live in bubbles. The industries, Mr. Power is on his own silo. The business, Dangote is on his own silo. Innocent Motors is on his own silo. Universities on their own silo. And they have engineering department. Nobody connects the dots. In other countries, Dangote, Innocent Motors, Business Commercial Association for Commerce and Industry, they sit down with the academia to draw a curriculum. Because the children are trained are not going to be in a bubble. When Nigeria was developing here, they come and university at PQ. Because the job there is clerical. There's no creativity. Permanent secretary and all that is all trenchy. So please, we should have a way to get government to know that they have to drive Nigeria to enter the world of the 4th industrial revolution in anticipation of this. They must have collaborations, partnerships with industries. MTN has got its own eco partners. We are even going that we went into education, many schools who are teaching digitally. But if government, industry, and business join hands together, we may have a national visioning system that every Nigerian, from a farmer to lecturer, finally, I was surprised this year, so a month ago, the Julius Becher, who is one of the greatest employers in Nigeria, has gone AI. It is futuristic that no Nigerian engineer can get a job there. From their design to structures, all by AI. They are working differently, and universities are not teaching engineers differently. Can't you have a collaboration? Those who hire your engineers, for example, Nigerian breweries, who hire you, first class honors. You can't be a staff. They train you for 2 years. They gather them. After 2 years, they remove some, appoint some, train them in their own way. It's waste of resources. So let's not stop thinking in terms of we do it. We should start thinking. University professor will say I cannot teach that because I don't have a PhD. What does PhD got to do with an engineer, civil engineer who has built thousands of roads? And you can't bring him as a faculty member to provide the field experience to your theoretical knowledge. That is where the world is going. Otherwise, knowledgeworks.com predicts that by 2035, 3/4 of students we have in Nigerian university today will have no job. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. These are deep insights. And I'm happy that we have the policymakers within the system here. Happily enough, the road has released our Honorable Commissioner. We have in our midst our special guest of honor, the Honorable Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Lagos State, Honorable Tolani Sule. You're welcome. Sir, I want to have the mic to you, sir. You have an address to give us, which you have not given us, which you are going to give us. Thank you so much, sir. And I wish you want to be more comfortable beside Mama here. Please, let's put our hands together for the Honorable Commissioner for bracing every odds to be here.
Good afternoon, members of the high table. Good afternoon, guests. It is not the road that, it's not only the road that just released me. Today, we kicked off a program that is fully funded and sponsored by the Rome Business School. My plan was to be here first, but Mr. Governor insisted that I should quickly do that before coming to this place. Here, we're supposed to start for 11 by the letter and the invitation to me. Well, I'm just sorry for coming late. It is due to some other official engagement too. As a Lagosian, as a teacher, there is no one amongst us, at least our age brackets, that would not want to associate with the name Professor Ali Fafunwa. Read his books, saw him, and we all, as young kids then, prayed and wished to be like Baba. They were the models for Lagos, for Nigeria, and the whole world. They have contributed a lot, and they were part of why and how we are in Lagos today. in the area of education. So it is with great honor and privilege that I'm here, at least for the spirit of our daddy, and for all that we wish to be continued in their name. So we have small text to show the solidarity and support of Lagos State government to this foundation. Distinguished Board of Trustees of Fafunwa Educational Foundation members of Academic Committee, respected awardees, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor and humility that I stand before you today as the special guest of honor at this prestigious gathering, the 23rd annual lecture and the 18th annual postdoctoral award ceremony of Fafunwa Educational Foundation. Let me begin by acknowledging the enduring legacy of Emeritus Professor Aliu Babatunde Fafunwa, CON, NNOM, an illustrious son of Lagos, an intellectual beacon of African continent, and a visionary whose contributions to education transcend generations. His profound belief that education must be relevant, responsive, and rooted in our cultural identity remains as urgent and necessary today as it was decades ago. This foundation, inspired by its name and shaped by its ideals, has become a lighthouse in our national journey to transform education, not only through advocacy, but through action, impact, and sustained intellectual engagement. By promoting the use of indigenous languages in early childhood education and championing cultural grounded teaching system, the foundation continues to challenge the status quo and reimagine a future where education is authentically Nigerian, purpose-driven, and globally competitive. The topic of this year's lecture, Reinventing Teachers' Education for Culturally Rooted and AI-Enhanced Pedagogy in Nigeria, could not have come at a more critical time. We are at the intersection of tradition and transformation. While our cultural heritage must remain the soul of our learning, the tools of technology, particularly artificial intelligence, must become the wings with which we fly into the future. In Lagos State, under the visionary leadership of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, we are advancing the holistic reform of tertiary education. We understand that if we are to produce educators, we can prepare the next generation. Teacher education must evolve, not only in curriculum content, but in delivery, orientation, and mindset. As part of this broader vision, we have successfully transmuted key tertiary institutions to enhance capacity and impact. The former Adeniro Ogunsanya College of Education has become the Lagos State University of Education. Dedicated to driving innovation in teachers' preparation and educational research. And I'm equally glad to let our guests know that the Vice Chancellor of the university, our State University of Education, is here. Professor Bilikis Lafia-Jokuneye. Thank you for coming. Similarly, the former Lagos State Polytechnic has now become the Lagos State University of Science and Technology, LASUSTEC, equipped to produce high-level manpower for a technology-driven economy. We are also set to commence the Lagos State University of Medicine and Health Sciences, a specialized institution to strengthen our health education and workforce pipeline. This strategic overhaul of our tertiary education landscape aligns perfectly with your vision here at the Fafunwa Educational Foundation, one that values relevance, innovation, indigenous academic excellence as pillars of sustainable national development. We particularly commend the Fafunwa Educational Foundation for its postdoctoral awards, best practice recognitions, and annual conferences, all of which serve as strategic enablers for academic excellence and innovation. These are not merely ceremonial milestones, they are powerful affirmations of what is possible when purpose meets perseverance. To all the awardees being honored today, I say congratulations. Yours is not just an academic achievement, but a call to responsibility. As recipient of this recognition, you inherit the torch of excellence and must carry it forward. Carry it forward to the classrooms, into policy rooms, and into the hearts and minds of learners across Nigeria and beyond. To the organizers, thank you for preserving the legacy of a man who saw education not as a privilege, but as a right. Not as a transaction, but as a transformation. Lagos State is proud to associate with this platform, and I assure you that our doors remain open for meaningful collaboration and partnership as we continue to build a future where quality education becomes the most powerful tool in shaping society. Long live the legacy of Professor Aliu Babatunde Fafunwa. Long live Fafunwa Educational Foundation. Long live Lagos State. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you so very much, sir. That's a very apt one. And we are grateful that we are opportune to listen to you. So, we are moving on to the next item. Actually, the item 11 is a revolving item. We have said it over and over, and thank God our Honorable Commissioner is here. The support for this foundation is key to sustaining it in the years ahead. And so we are pleased reminding you, the technical crew should please help us have the account details beamed on the screen for those who don't have the envelope. But if you please have the envelope, let's do something generous. Let's do something that will actually help to move this effort forward as we are already looking towards the 24th annual lecture and the 19th that will be coming up next year, God willing. So, we are moving to the next item now. See, this is an annual lecture and a post-doctoral awards. And today, I'm happy to inform us that we have in our midst 2 awardees that will come to talk to us in a couple of minutes. But a little background. These annual postdoctoral awards in education is actually extended across all the universities in Nigeria. For this cycle, 17 universities were approached. We have 8 entries, sadly, out of which, after very thorough and meticulous assessment, 2 of them were deemed qualified to be given today's postdoctoral awards. And those 2 latest doctors are Dr. Lawrence Olumide Oguniyi from the University of Ibadan, whose thesis is titled Early Childhood Indigenous Music Education Intervention and In-Service Teachers' Knowledge and Utilization of Music Embedded Instruction in Ibadan. That is the first awardee. The second is Dr. Elizabeth Abosedete Midayo from Lagos State University, Ojo. Her thesis is titled Efficacy of Health Literacy Capability and Health Promotion Models on Management of Dementia in the Elderly among Caregivers in Lagos State. You see that those the titles of the thesis are actually topical, and I'm sure they have done a good job, which the assessors found it worthy enough to merit the award of today. And like they did during the Viva, this 10-minute thing, you are there and you are looking at the principalities and powers. And by the time you are done, you look at them, they look at you, and your life is hanging on that pronouncement. And after a long look, they now look at you, Mr. After mistering you or missing you for some minutes, they now declare you a doctor. And then everything changed. So we are going to have a repeat of that now, because we are going to give you 10 minutes to tell us why you merit this thing as they have given you. We want to show us what you did in your various titles. So in no particular order, based on what we have here, I'm going to invite our UI doctor, Dr. Lawrence Olumide Oguniyi. Like I said earlier, his thesis is titled Early Childhood Indigenous Music Education Intervention and In-Service Teachers' Knowledge and Utilization of Music Embedded Instruction in Ibadan. Are you connecting with them? Okay. Okay. Your 10 minutes is about to begin. I'm a magnanimous umpire. So your 10 minutes will start when your slides come up. And I know it's a familiar terrain, so don't be scared that you have professors and vice chancellors on the front seat here. Don't worry. It is not a reassessment. It's a reaffirmation. And so your 10 minutes starts now.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Chairman and every dignitaries here present, I am Dr. Lawrence Oguni. So I'm here to present my thesis titled Early Childhood Indigenous Music Education Intervention and In-Service Teachers' Knowledge and Utilization of Music Embedded Instruction in Oyo State. Now, children's early musical experience begin from the womb and continue through the early childhood period. This stage in literature is called the music babu stage. So this early contact with music promotes or positively contributes to the overall development of children. And according to CHO 2019, participating in music before the age of 7 aids the development of the brain, and especially if indigenous music is being used. Now, indigenous music is a form of sound melody that expresses the ideas of a people, often accompanied with local instruments and dance. However, Pakindinova and Kodiruva 2023 believes that teaching children about music from many cultures can help them become more aware of other cultures, learn about germs and cultural traditions also through it. But Jayoba 2015 warned that the loss of indigenous music in a society will have catastrophic impact on that society's sense of belonging and long-term viability. Now, but despite the direct application of music for recreation and pleasure, it also carries pedagogical potentials. This is done by embedding it into every learning experiences and activities at school. Now, embedding music, that is indigenous music activities, into preschool children's learning can do the following. It can improve positive attitude to learning. It can improve school readiness. It can also improve classroom participation. It can develop critical thinking and imagination. It can also stimulate attention, memory, social and communication skills, and fine motor skills. It can also improve performance in reading, mathematics, science, and so on. Now, despite the importance of this music-based pedagogy to activating children's multiple intelligence areas, teachers need to go about integrating music activities into children's learning. But recent trends have shown that many early childhood in-service teachers do not have adequate knowledge of implementing this kind of learning. And if care is not taken, these knowledge deficits could affect how children learn, develop, and participate in class activities. Now, an early childhood education teacher is supposed to display some level of competence in using music activities and materials in teaching children. And this could be one of the reasons researchers have reported poor attitude of children towards science, mathematics, reading achievement. And this inability of the teacher to implement can be linked to how they are trained. Now, in a baseline study carried out by the researcher, it was discovered that out of the 100% teachers that were sampled, 68% claimed that they were not formally trained to stimulate children to music or carry out musical activities, while 32% were trained. Now, out of the 32% that were trained, only about 47% said their training was adequate, while the larger percentage, which was 53%, said their training were not adequate. Now, aside this, researchers have shown that many teachers are more familiar with foreign songs and have not been able to utilize indigenous music, materials, activities, and adequately since they have not been trained, as it was established earlier. So past studies focused mainly on the use of non-indigenous music with children, with less emphasis on training early childhood teachers on indigenous music-based pedagogy. The studies available have not been able to integrate rhythm exercises, creative movements, tone, tempo, beat tapping into preschool classroom activities or teacher training. Now, this problem has been a general issue in early childhood education, even as Greengram 2012 said that our teachers have not been adequately trained to stimulate children to music. So therefore, an early childhood music education program should be able to provide in-service teachers with a good sense of self-efficacy and pedagogical competence. Now, one of these methods in early childhood is early childhood indigenous music education intervention, which allows the injection of songs, materials, basic music techniques to be integrated into preschool children's subject areas, which can then be used to service teachers. Now, these are some of the components of the intervention, which includes the collection of indigenous songs, composition of indigenous songs, singing activities, instrument improvisation, and playing local and improvised instruments. Now, it also involves, the method also involves integration of rhythmic exercises, creative movements, just as I've explained earlier. It means that it's not only about singing, as some people do confuse singing, songs, and music to be the same thing. But here, as teachers and pupils are being taught how to integrate music into the classroom activities, they also learn music unconsciously. So as we do that, the rhythmic exercises, the creative movements, they also learn about the tempo, the tone, the rhythm, the beat, unconsciously. Now, this type of early childhood education program exposes the teacher to the basic musical and pedagogical knowledge needed to integrate music into a lesson plan. And therefore, with this, the teacher will be able to bring children into an atmosphere where the learning is culturally rooted. So I'll just go straight to okay, so the work was hinged on two theories. We have the Howard Gardner intelligences, which states different intelligences. However, this work basically focused on the musical, bodily, kinesthetic, logical, mathematical, teaching pedagogical intelligence as the relevance to the study. The other one is Lev Vygotsky's sociocultural theory. And now, let me just quickly go to the findings of the work. So, the study found out that those who participated, that is, the teachers who participated in the early childhood indigenous music education intervention, had performed better than those who did not. That is the main summary of it. And when the interview was conducted, it was discovered that the strategy was child engaging strategy because the teachers were trained. It is also culturally appropriate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. Please, if you have any question at all, hold it. We are going to listen to the next presenter. The only takeaway from here is that when you go to your child's nursery school and you are there singing, say, is this not what we are paying for? We paid this huge fee, and all they are doing is just singing and dancing and singing and dancing. He has told us that those things have pedagogical benefits. Thank you so very much for saving our time by just 1 minute. Now, the second presenter is our Dr. Elizabeth Abosede Temidayo from our own Lagos State University, Ojo. And as she's coming, fully regaled, let me tell you an insight that you might not know. That she was a supervisee of someone that was a supervisee of a VC. In other words, a supervisor was supervised by a vice chancellor. Incidentally, the supervisor is late at the moment. May God bless the memory. So I guess that is why she's this fully regal. So she's presenting in front of the grandmother. Do I put it that way? So I'll be lenient with you. I will give you a whole 10 minutes. Is that not much? And your time starts now.
It's okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Standing on the existing protocol, my name is Dr. Temidayo Elizabeth. I'm presenting my research on efficacy of health literacy capability and health promotion model on management of dementia in the elderly among caregivers in Lagos State. Next slide. I have my lesson outline. Next slide. The aim of study. The primary aim of this study is to investigate the efficacy of health literacy capability and health promotion models on the health literacy skill and communication competence of caregivers of elderly people with dementia in Lagos State. Next slide. I have the introduction. Dementia is a progressive decline in function, which requires the best possible care so that the elderly with dementia and the caregivers can live a comfortable life. Hence, the need for health literacy skill and a competency in communication effectively and the proper way to care for the elders by the caregivers. Health literacy capability model is a conceptual framework that was proposed by Rudy M.C. Cray in 2012, and health promotion model was also proposed by Pender in the year 1982. So this framework was based on this project was based on this framework. Next slide. We can see the conceptual framework. We have the elderly and the aging process. When the aging process sets in, it could either be psychological or physiological. We are not going to dwell much on physiological aging, but we are dwelling on the psychological aging, which could be the onset of dementia, amnesia, and disorientation in time and space. So, when dementia sets in, the elderly person may not be able to function effectively daily, and the services of a health caregiver may be needed in bathing, dressing, eating, and taking medication. Hence, the caregiver challenges. The caregiver may have numeracy skills, may not be so competent in communication, both in religious aspect and cultural aspect. Hence, the need for two interventions: health literacy capability training package and health promotion training package. The health literacy capability training package builds on knowledge, skill, confidence, and advocacy, while the health promotion training package involves individual characteristics, behavior, cognition, and affect, then level of involvement in decision making. When these two training packages are used for the caregivers, then the expected outcome will be improved health literacy skill, improved communication competence, high quality care by caregiver, and better quality of life for the elderly with dementia. You can see this in the picture. This is an elderly woman with dementia, and she was well cared for. And here is a caregiver that has been trained, well trained, with both health literacy capability model and health promotion model. Next slide. Then the statement of the problem. Caring for the aged in a metropolitan area like Lagos State, all over the world, is a problem because the children of the elderly may employ caregivers, or the family may employ caregivers who may not be literate, and hence they gave these elderly people negative label. Observation revealed that some of these patients with moderate or severe dementia are locked up in gated house, where you will hear them seeking help by passerby. Some are even locked up in rooms far away from visitors. I don't want somebody to see my mom. She's old. Or some are left to roam about, wandering on the streets. The researcher had an experience which brought about this topic in the early 80s. The researcher was posted to Ishon Ijebu in Ogun State, where she saw an elderly woman roaming about the streets, and children were chanting songs, witch. So the researcher stepped in because they wanted to stone the woman. So the researcher stepped in and took the woman to the king's house. By then, the first king that was a cherubim king in that village. So the king was able to get in touch with the only son of that elderly woman. The researcher now went to the woman's house, cleaned the house because everywhere was smelly, nobody to care for her. She has only one son. So the son came, and the researcher was able to get the house help by then, not care, house help. So the researcher took the woman with the house help to State Hospital Ijebu by then, and she was well treated with diagnosed dementia. Before the researcher left that community, the woman was doing well. Another instance was when the researcher was passing at Agege Pensinima, here in Lagos State. There was this elderly man who was trying to enter an hotel, saying, "This is my house, I want to sleep." Then those hotel girls said, "Baba, go away. We want able body. We don't want people like you." And the Baba was saying, "I'm Baba America. This is my house. I must sleep." So the researcher intervened, took this man to Agege Pensinima police station. That hotel is adjacent. So now on their way going, a woman said, "I know this Baba America. They're already looking for him in Ijushaga." The researcher said, "I cannot hand over this man to you." The researcher took that man to Pensinima police station. On getting there, they said the researcher should pay for biro for pen. Systematically, the researcher just disappeared and dropped the man there. So I'm very sure the children will later come and take the man. Next slide. Then I've said that the primary purpose of this is to investigate the literacy skill of caregivers, and then to investigate the difficulties they encounter in the management of individuals with dementia, and to also investigate the impact of these two models on their skills after exposing them to the 4 research questions were raised and answered in this study, while 5 hypotheses were postulated for this study. Relevant literature were reviewed. Next slide. Then the research method adopted for this study was a quasi-experimental research which adopted 3 groups of non-randomized. The first group, they were exposed to health literacy capability model. The second group were exposed to health promotion model, and the third group was the control group. The sampling technique adopted for this study was of purposeful sampling. 30 caregivers were selected in 3 old people's homes in Lagos State, making 90 caregivers. These caregivers were exposed to this treatment, and after that, the data was analyzed. Questionnaire was used to collect information from them. The data was analyzed using, next slide. Validity of this instrument was ensured by the researcher supervisor and other experts in the Department of Human Kinetics and Health Education, Lagos State University. Then the reader had both composites and relative effects on caregiver skills and communication competence in the management of dementia in the elderly in Lagos State. Conclusion: both health literacy capability model and health promotion model, after the caregivers were exposed to these packages, it enhances their skill in communication, drug, individualized patient care. After the treatments, the researcher was at Regina Mundi. A woman came to celebrate her sister's birthday from the Catholic Church. She came with cake and so many things. The researcher was there that day. And one of the elderly women was roaming about again. So the researcher now began to retrain them with those models. And by the time the researcher went back to administer the second questionnaire, the woman was calm. The carer too, they were calm. They were not shouting on them, and they were taking very good care of them. Next slide. Recommendation. Based on the findings of this study, health education in Lagos State should prioritize implementing training programs using health literacy capability model and health promotion model to train caregivers. And they should organize workshops where caregivers can practice hand-on skills so that their confidence can increase and they can be able to care for the elderly with dementia in an appropriate way. Its contribution to body of knowledge. Health literacy capability model and health promotion model, it shows as a framework, it represents a framework that can be used to design various intervention strategies to improve the health of elderly people with dementia in Lagos State. Thank you for listening. Daddy, please, I want the house to permit me to dedicate this award to my late supervisor. Thank you, Dr. Mrs. Abiola.
Thank you so very much. My elder sister, she's in her late 70s now. Say, Kaide Agbasoroda. Well, the price we pay for not dying young is living to be very old. And when we are old, God will take care of us and the caregivers. Let's applaud these 2 award-winning doctors. And as we do that, we also need to applaud those who built them into this presentation. They are supervisors. Fortunately, we have in our midst today the supervisor, I think the main supervisor for Dr. Suguneye, and that is Dr. Moses Amosun. Please put your hands together for him. That is the clap of Ekushe Takun Takun. The days of fighting. If you don't come, if you don't be, hey. And then we have also the late Dr. Malayo Abiola, late, but I work speaking in our doctor there. And we also have, because she had 2 supervisors. The second supervisor is, the other supervisor is here, Professor Olufemi Adeogun. Thank you also very much for the Ishe Takun Takun. Thank you so much. Dr. Tolulope Gbadamosi will step here very quickly. She's also a past recipient, 2012 recipient of this Fafunwa Educational Foundation. So please clap for her. I've asked her to share with me part of the largesse she got then, if she has not exhausted them. If there are any questions for either of the 2, very, very quickly, we have like 5 minutes for that. Any questions for the 2 awardees who just presented to us? If you have any questions, she will be there to take the heat and push it back to them.
Thank you. It is an honor to be here. On behalf of the alumni, we appreciate the family for sustaining the legacy. I just recollect what happened during my own when I saw it. Then we normally have it twice. We came for the postdoc presentation at Unilag, then the following week. People just saw it on pages of newspaper. Badamosi. I said, what happened? Me, I just did the presentation. They now said, you have been given an award. And the thing was, I was encouraged that I've never heard about this before. But we thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma. I was looking for Mama when I got to this place. And I know that she's fine. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. We have listened to our, can I call them, new awardees. Yes, they have given us what they have done. And we can see that they are original. It's not high, it's also to some extent. But then, AI was not on the new then. You think. Unlike the kind of PhD that to some extent you can get clue. Am I right, sir? But then you'll be the one searching, printing, and all sorts of things. Well, we thank God. Now we have listened to them. Please, do we have questions? Both the physical here and the online. Do you have questions for them? Questions, comments? We've learned about our aged elders, how to take care of them. Then the use of music. And it's not just ordinary one, the relevant music. I was the committee of my church for our play group. And you will see parents telling the school, we have gone through our children. The teacher is supposed to be writing for them. They need to write. They need to give them assignment for play group. Every day they will be singing. What are they learning? Is that what we are paying for? But now we have seen the relevance of music in teaching. Questions, comments, questions. We want comments on the studies. Thank you, sir. Recognize. There any other person that we can give us number? You are number 1? Okay. Honorable, you are number 2. Thank you. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. All protocol duly observed. So it is my pleasure to be here. So I just want to commend the effort and the support that have been made towards this program, and I'm happy that the late Fafunwa legacy will live on. So each and every one of us that are left behind now, I pray that our children will outgrow us in the name of Jesus. So for everything you have done here today, I am very, very much impressed. How will I be if Baba Fafunwa is my father? I don't know how life will have been, but I'm so happy that I'm here. I'm very grateful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
And I'm so happy to meet my daddy, former Minister for Energy, or rather, this is my first time of meeting you. I'm happy.
And I'm sure you have been energized by that meeting.
Thank you. Commissioner, thank you, sir.
Yes. Mine is a comment. I want to particularly appreciate the panel that shortlisted, screened, and came up with these 2 doctoral theses that have been presented today. We find out that most researches are not aimed at solving our local problems. But these 2 are really projects that could solve our local problems. Today in Nigeria and Africa, the elders are not taken care of by the government. In the governmental system, we build many nursery primary schools for the kindergartens. We make arrangements for youth through tertiary education and the rest of it. But in most cases, our system is not providing for the elderly. And it makes us to struggle, to want to prepare for our old age. This leads to corruption and many other vices. Because we know that when you grow old, the system does not prepare for old people. You want to prepare for your old age by yourself, by fire, by force. It leads to many things. So this research work by Dr. Abosedi is really part of academic program projects that could solve our immediate problem in Nigeria. Today, go to villages, many of us have abandoned our parents, and when we were young, we thought any old people that is behaving abnormal is a wish. But this type of studies, if they are given enough publicity, governments should adopt and see how we could put up programs that will train more people in the area of caregiving. So for our man from Ibadan, yes, he particularly emphasized the use of local music, particularly in the teaching of mathematics. And for everything, but mathematics I'm choosing, I'm emphasizing, because it's an area that scares many students. And every instrument, every method, every strategy that is being brought upon to make the learning of teaching and learning of mathematics simpler, we have to appreciate it as a government. So these two theses are at least aimed at solving our local problems. So for this, because there are many other places, and I heard from the MC that there must be what? Donation. Should be? And it's important too. Because for us to make sure that this program and project continues, we need financial support. The state government, through the Ministry of Tertiary Education, will make very token. And the Baba that is interfacing with us, he was here just now. We will drop our donation through him, Ministry of Tertiary Education. A small thing of 10 million naira. Okay, hello, sir. I think you have been. Yes, sir. We have made a pledge of 10 million naira for the foundation, and I will like to see you probably on Monday for us to see how it will get to the. Thank you, and God bless you.
Let's put our hands together now. If you don't clap loud enough, you have to top that. If you are going to give us 20, don't clap. If you are going to give us 11, don't clap. But if you are giving anything 10 and below, clap. Oh. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Comments? Yes. Thank you so much.
Honorable Commissioner, you made a mention, you said we are not taking care of the old people. Isn't it anomalous that every government has a Ministry of Social Welfare? Is this a question of just putting people at tables without training them? They don't know what to do. if they are working, they will pick this research and create training programs for those who look at. If you see those now of our age and above, a number of them are some of my classmates who can't discuss dementia setting. These are people who are giving their life to government, retired, depending on their children. And our children have so much problems themselves to cater for. So why do we have the ministries of social welfare and development? And you see people, youths, who must have taken the wrong substances, wandering the sea. You call them mad people. An old woman gets lost. And people in 21st century start studying a woman who did not hurt you, a witch. Don't you think we should be ashamed of ourselves? Please, in your cabinet meetings, ask your colleague in the Ministry of Social Welfare. They have a permanent secretary, director, 8 directors, cars, down to the bottom. What is his job description of every staff sitting on a desk? That is where we go wrong. We promote people, put them on a desk. They are waiting for a person to say, get me this file, do this. They are not creative, they are not creative. They see their mothers suffering dementia. So really, we need reorientation. We need reorientation. First, we must have love for human beings. We love ourselves. I'm not a preacher. But we spend so much money moving to too many motion without displacement. Why should there be social welfare from federal to national? What do they do? What does commissioner do? No, this is a question. If you cannot take care of our youths, and you can't take sort of us who are very senior citizens like my colleague, Mrs. Okudu. How can you call yourself a nation? It's disgraceful. It's an esculture on the character of ministers of, tell any commissioner of Ministry of Science and Technology. I say, why does he leave his home every day and go to the office? What does he do? And you should try and give a job description of his staff. Let us see really what they do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. The elders have spoken to each other, and we, the young ones, we are listening. Message passed, message received, and done deal. Madam.
Okay. Thank you for your patience and the presenters, the awardees. You have given us a lot of take home. That there is need for us to look at the foundation of our children, that they are the early childhood, and also need for us to take care of the elderly ones. Then the other time when the daddy was talking, it said that there will be need for training on how to take care of the elderly ones. I also want to add to it that we have a lot of theses, studies at the universities that can provide solutions to the Nigerians' problems. We will come to you, and we also want the government to help us. We are available. Am I speaking the minds of academia here? Yes, we are available. Thank you.
Thank you for the availability. We are going to have the town and gown connection, and the result will be a better Nigeria for all of us. Well, we will be wrapping up because the discussion only just started. I was given some Facebook, social media platform the other time. I hope I can see it. That is the social media handles of this foundation. I may not be able to quickly get it now, but it will be got across to us. What we're saying is that whatever we have started here should be seen as a conversation that should continue. We have looked at theses that talked about the two extremes of our lives. We all started early childhood. And we are all, most of us, I pray, we are going to end up at the other end of it. So whatever discussion we're having now, if we have missed one, the second one is waiting for us. So we should not let it end here. Having said that, can we just put hands together once again for those presenters that threw us into this discussion? And that takes us to the very next item, which is the presentation of the postdoctoral awards and the appreciation plaques. There are two sides to it. The first are the awards to the two presenters, and the second are the appreciation plaques. For the first two, the postdoctoral awardees, the only fitting person to do that is our VC, Ma. So I'm begging you, Ma. Yes, Ma. Especially since one of them is even your granddaughter. Aha. So, Ma, I will hand over the mic to you from this point forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon once again, the chairman and distinguished people on the high table and other people here present. A special appreciation to the Commissioner for Tertiary Education, our own supervisory OGA at the tertiary education level. I want to invite no, I'm just appreciating you. Sorry, sir. So I am to give this to Dr. Elizabeth. Will you step out, please? Thank you very much. Fafunwa Educational Foundation. This special award is presented to Dr. Elizabeth Abosede Timidayo of the Lagos State University, Ojo, Lagos, as the second position for Postdoctoral Award in Education 2025, dated this day, 23rd September 2025. Congratulations.
Are you the supervisor, please? The supervisor, every picture taken without the supervisor there is not valid yet. Okay. So it's been validated. Okay. Thank you very much. And you said you wanted to say it now.
Good afternoon once again, everyone. Allow me to dedicate this award to my second supervisor, late Dr. Mrs. Layo Abiola, who died recently. May her gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. And the first position, the Fafunwa Educational Foundation, please step out here. The Fafunwa Educational Foundation present this special award to Dr. Lawrence Olumide Oguniyi of the University of Ibadan as the first position postdoctoral award in Education 2025, dated this day, 23rd September 2025. Congratulations.
The supervisor, yes, please. Commissioner, sir. Emma Shepashio. Ejo. Oh, do I know any? Okay. I'm semi-UI too. Oh, I was not, okay. Oh, sorry, the other one should be there. Okay. Dr. Abosede, your certificate. Okay. Oh, please, let's just maintain so that she can also come around, Professor, sir, with the certificate that was a bit late in coming. Okay. Aha. Thank you very okay. To avoid photographic dementia. Okay. The official photographer. Even right here now. Yeah. They've done it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes, we have not given the other ones. Okay. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Prof. Thank you so very much. The second category of awards will be done. Mr. Tane Fafunwa, it's your turn, sir.
Okay. So I am to present the award to Professor Batnaji for chairing this event. We truly appreciate the time he has taken and rearranging his schedule to be with us today, all from, like he said, his hometown, his kingdom. And we are so grateful that you're able to make it. And we really appreciate all the contributions you've made to us today. It's helped make today a success. Too many things to
That's the Elders Awards. Okay. Please, you may help you. Maybe just wait because the next one is just.
Okay, the next award goes to our guest speaker, Dr. Olusoji Adewumi, who gave us such a example-filled lecture of how AI needs to be incorporated into our own everyday life here in Nigeria. So thank you very much for a wonderful job. Well done.
Photographers, paparazzi. Okay, thank you so very much. And the last, but by no means the least.
Okay, so this award goes to appreciate our special guest of honor, Honorable Tolani Sule, Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Lagos State. So last but not least, and thank you so much, sir, for gracing the occasion and for your kind donation. We truly appreciate it. It will go a long way towards stimulating the activities of the foundation. Thank you, sir.
Okay, please, the awardees come out for this final unique group photograph with our, okay, please. So please, all the awardees should please come. Yeah, please, let's make it as central. both on the Instagram and on the Facebook. Once you just type Babs Fafunwa, the foundation's page or account will come up through which we can continue our conversation on our social media platform. And please let's all ensure that we collect our pack before we take our leave. Thank you so very much. Just about 2 items and we are out of this place. It's time to listen to the chairman's closing remarks. I've said it. That Professor Babs Fafunwa, once you type Professor Babs Fafunwa, it will Educational Foundation. It will get you to the Facebook and the Instagram accounts, and then we can continue the conversation there. The chairman will give us his closing thoughts. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. This has been a very, very enriching program. Thank you, Mr. MC. You did very, very well. There are a number of buckets of knowledge that we are taking away from here. First, the children. Honorable Commissioner, you missed that one. You would have been so enthralled that the educational system is producing the sort of students, graduates that we really would want to represent our nation at the future. They did fantastic. I was just so pleased to see them. So, the second is the wonderful lecture given to us by Dr. Adewumi. Thank you very much. That was just great. Thank you. And I really like what the Honorable Commissioner said, and also seconded by Chief Okoro, that the two theses really are practical and useful in our environment, and not just theory. First, the one about how children learn, that they can learn using music. That is some new knowledge to a lot of us. Okay, and then the forgetting of older people. And in fact, this happened to an uncle of mine, a former, someone who we respect so much, a former bank manager, but got old, as all of us wish we would, and went to the bank to pick up money. He doesn't like to be, he doesn't like all these people, children, taking him to anywhere. He just wanted to do it by himself. So he went to the bank to pick up money and forgot how to get home. And so for a couple of days, they were looking for him. So dementia is a very serious issue. And teaching people how to care for older people with that is very important. So very practical. So we really appreciate the thesis, the doctors that have come through with such knowledge to us. But, Professor, Babs Fafunwa, what he left for us. I'm so delighted to see that legacy continues to live and to continue to enlighten us and educate us and lead us into the future. With the AI, we are connecting to the educational curriculum. That is something that we can take home. So we thank Sherry and Tani and your mom. People have continued to do for us. So we want to thank everybody who has come for this. You still have to do your vote of thanks, but I want to really appreciate everybody. I think that all of us are going home more enriched. Thank you. I didn't see you earlier, but thank you.
Thank you so very much. And just like the chairman said, the vote of thanks will be given now, officially and formally, by Mr. Tani Fafunwa.
Thank you so much. Let me start by acknowledging and thanking the members of the High Table. They set the place for us to drink deeply from their well of wisdom and knowledge. The chairman, Prof. Batnaji, former Minister of Science and Technology, Power, who I met as a very young man entering University of Massachusetts at the age of, I think I transferred in, so I was about 19. I was so proud to know that there was a distinguished, renowned professor of robotics in my university who was from Nigeria, and I was so pleased to meet him. And I can't say I really got to know him because he was there and I was there, but you know, it was really a pleasure, and I'm so grateful that you accepted our invitation. Thank you for guiding us through this ceremony today and this lecture, and for your words of wisdom and encouragement, your comments on the power of AI, but also on the potential pitfalls which we need to watch out for. So thank you so much for that. The special guest of honor, Honorable Talabi Sule. Tolani Sule, Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Ministry of Education at Lagos State. You came last, but you are not the least. And we're very grateful for your participation. We know that you had a busy schedule, but you made the effort to be here, and you made a big impact on our ceremony, and we do acknowledge your contribution, and we're grateful for it. It will go a long way, like I said earlier, to helping the activities of the foundation and help us grow. The guest speaker, Olusoji Adewumi, Department of Education, Distance Learning, University of Lagos. Thank you for that lecture. I'll get to a few comments a bit later, but I wanted to acknowledge you. Alhaj Okunu, former Deputy Governor of Lagos State. We are so grateful for your presence. I believe you are here as well last year. You're a firm supporter of what my father was doing, and we really appreciate you being here. You add grace to our ceremony here and to our proceedings. So thank you. Congratulations to the two prize winners, Dr. Lawrence Oguni and Dr. Temidayo Abosede. I don't think I need to say more about what you presented because it has been repeated here. The application to our practical everyday lives is wonderful. And I know you are challenged to defend your thesis once, but I think, you know, you justified it admirably. And there's a reason why you were given prizes. Normally there's a third prize. There was no third prize winner. And that is because we the academic committee judged that no other thesis reached the level of academic rigor that would justify it. So that is a bit concerning to us, but we'll continue to hopefully inspire candidates to do better. So members of the press, ladies, and men. I want to also thank you for your participation and support. It is the fuel that gives us sustenance to continue what we do. On behalf of the Fafunwa family, I thank you for investing in us, something you can never give back. You can never get back with time. I think we've all had a wonderful event and drunk from the well of knowledge of all the presenters. Our guest speaker talked about training teachers for yesterday and ignoring the realities of today and tomorrow, and advances in technologies that are moving so fast that we actually have to be ahead of the trends and not behind. What you've learned over decades, he said, can become irrelevant overnight. This is frightening. He did tell us that AI will not necessarily replace us, but somebody who knows AI will replace you. Okay, so go and learn about AI. And he was generous enough to give us many examples of ways you can learn and tools you can use to teach yourself. Because AI makes it easier, and the world is using it, and it's not going to wait for us. Even whatever our excuse may be, Nigeria doesn't work, Nigeria works. The question is, will Nigeria keep up? We like to say, Nigeria know they carry last. I mentioned that ChatGPT query and it gives you an answer versus when you did Google search, it gives you 1,000 answers. The danger of that, believe one answer instead of looking to see if there are any contradictory views. So we also have to watch out for those pitfalls. And he called on Nigeria to get its databases in harmony, whether it's FIRS, the banking system, the telco system, the passport system, the driving license system. We have too many databases that are unconnected. The speaker also proposed a number of solutions and calls to action that we need to start now, equip teachers to equip the nation. And the teachers are the future of the nation. And I think we all bought into that. So thank you very much, sir. We had a great day. I would like to, before I conclude, acknowledge our MC. This is number what? 3 in a row that he has guided the proceedings. So we really appreciate your attention, your dedication, and your participation. And of course, we could not bring today on without the guidance of our academic committee. The foundation has a few committees. One is an academic committee. The other is a local organizing committee that does the work the academic committee gives them. So the academic committee is responsible for things like determining who gets the PhD awards and also guiding today's activities. And it's ably led by Professor Toyin Owoyemi, who has been running up and down. I'm sure she's somewhere still organizing things. Other participants are Prof. Nike Adeoshun, Prof. Soji Oni, Prof. Solomon Makinde, and Dr. Tolulokpe Badamosi, who was also here speaking earlier. So we thank them for their participation. But today could not happen without the LOC. That is the boots on the ground and the people running around in the background to put on today's event and make everything work. Passionately led by Dr. Liani, who is also a relation of ours. So Dr. Liani, thank you so much for all the work you did to put this on. We are grateful. The family thanks you. The foundation thanks you. He was supported by Mrs. Bello, Inka Bello, Prof. Innocent Odo, and of course, our able secretary, Mr. Muiwa Obiyami, who, when you say, who do you know in Fafunwa Educational Foundation? It is Muiwa Obiyami, because he's all over the place and he's everywhere and he seems to know everything. Even though he's not an educationist by training, you can debate with him all topics, people, personalities, etc. Whether it's the Honorable Commissioner saying, where is that man? or no, man, or Prof. Batnaji, or everybody. He has been in touch with everybody to make today work. He seems to know everything. So again, the family is most grateful to him. So the topics discussed here today were very important for Nigeria's future. I hope we all learned a lot. I know I did. I thank you once again for being here, and we will end with a closing prayer. So I'll hand it back to the MC to do the final things. But thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. I won't repeat the thank you, but Prof. Ma, I thank you. The other day, last year, you came in briefly, gave us some doses, and you ran. But today, all the way through from the beginning to the end, thank you so much. And for everyone that is still here now, thank you very much. I know it wasn't the rain that kept you in. It is because you actually want to get to this, the end. Thank you so, so very much. It's time for us to wrap up. And so shall we rise for the closing prayer? Yes, I am not calling him. He said he's not a pastor. I know he's a chief. Okay, he's not a chief. Okay, he is Dennis Okoro. Yeah, he has obliged us with a closing prayer. Thank you, sir.
We pray in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Almighty and eternal God, we, your children that are gathered here, to think about how to make life better for our children you've given us in their education, in all aspects of life. We thank you for making it possible for us to agree on the discussions of today, especially the new knowledge about how we can relate our elder children, how to begin to train them for the future through the music, which is food for the soul. We thank you also for the suggestions through a research that our elderly people who have contributed everything to the growth of the nation, that they are not neglected, are suggesting ways we can take care of them. So ask that as we go home, you lead us time, and those whose duties are to put this in practice, give them the inspiration, the commitment, and the passion to pursue this to the glorious end. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. So, September 2026, we look to see you, God willing.